Alaric the Mad and the Runefang. What's up, everybody? It's the Tabletop Tyrant. We're doing our little Monday lore video. We're going to talk about a random fact in the old world, discuss it, and if it has rules on the tabletop, talk about what it does on the tabletop in accordance with 8th edition and compare it when the new lore and rules drop with the old world. So let's see how the Runefang will hold. So I really just wanted to do a video on the Runefang, but Alaric the Mad is such a big and unique key character given the fact that he created these Runefangs. So I'm going to talk about him as well. Now, Alaric the Mad is a really interesting character. A dwarven runesmith who was told to craft 12 Runefangs for Sigmar's electric counts. However, why was he told to? Sigmar would have a couple run-in with the dwarves, you see. His first was when he rescued High King Kurgan Ironbeard from a raiding party of greenskins, after which he was gifted the legendary Galmaraz. Good stuff, we all know the weapon. The next time Sigmar would meet with these dwarves would be after Sigmar united the scattered tribes of man and fought at the Battle of Blackfire Pass. After this victory, High King Kurgan Ironbeard would have Alaric the Mad construct 12 legendary and mighty blades for Sigmar's electoral counts. As excited those electoral counts must have been, however, to get this legendary weapon, they would expire before being able to wield it. This was because it kind of took Alaric about a century to craft the Runefang. During that century, rumors would begin to spread that Alaric was becoming obsessive and paranoid. However, it was this obsession and paranoia that would allow Alaric to go on and craft these beautiful Runefangs. Many of the people would also say these Runefangs would be the pinnacle of his career. However flattering this must have been to Alaric, he thought those people were fools and he would go on and try his hand at other runes. One of those runes, as said to be a variation of the Rune of Kings, and this particular rune was called the Rune of Ages. The Rune of Ages was said to not only retain and distill the wisdom of each of its wearers, but also allow the bearer to control their own destiny along with their race. However, as there always is, there was a problem that would arise. That problem was nothing was able to contain the mighty energies. Not stone, nor iron, nor dragon scales. It is believed that Alaric wandered around for decades, wandering the dark roads of the old world through mountains and forests, searching for this prized material that would never reveal itself to him. As he kept on his search, he would become ever obsessive, and this is what would leave men and dwarves to call him Alaric the Mad. Now, we could leave it off there. However, I personally hate loose ends, and I'm sure some of you do as well, so we'll finish out Alaric. It's not long. Alaric would eventually find the perfect substance. Only after being ambushed by Skaven and slaying all of them would he kind of stumble across this green stone. The stone was seen to have great magic and changing properties, and this magic would help sustain the power of the rune, and this new material was called warpstone. Without a thought, and too obsessed to stop and think fully about what he was doing, he would go on to craft a beautiful crown. The crown originally was known as the Crown of Eternity, but after the havoc it would rack upon its wearer, it would be coined the Nemesis Crown. The crown would deserve this sobriquet, for it is said that everyone who donned this crown will become corrupted by its power and pervert its good nature. The path to hell is so often paved with good intentions. Alaric, scared and disgusted in his creation, sought to hide this artifact away by hiding it behind ruins under the forest. It would all be in vain, however. A night goblin raiding party would stumble across Alaric. They would torture Alaric, but they couldn't discern any of his rantings. Eventually, a dwarf rescue force led by Thane Grombold of Clan Crud would take the night goblins to task for their transgressions. Eventually, a night goblin boss would stumble upon the Nemesis Crown. No need for the torture, I guess. The night goblin boss would kill all of his buddies in the party off and run off in the surrounding forest, never to be seen again. It is said that every faction kind of searches for the fabled crown, some believing it will bring them the biggest fight, others believing it will save the empire, and some wanting to rehide the abomination before it falls into the wrong hands. So now that we closed off his backstory, back to the 12 mighty Runefangs. Considered to be Alaric's greatest work, it is said that the blade can pierce through dragon scales, and has the very power to give a noble house claim over its provenance. There is a legend surrounding the Runefang of Middenland, however. The legend says that it was used before the century of creation, a prototype, if you will, gifted by Sigmar to his dearest friend Pendring. The legend goes on to say that Pendring used this mighty weapon when an army of chaos besieged Middenheim. During this battle, Pendring would subsequently be slain, and the relic will be passed down to Mursa, his successor. Although there are 12 Runefangs, there are currently only 10 electoral counts. This is because the province of Drakewald was stripped of statehood in the early 14th century, while the second was Sulland. Sulland was not so lucky. The city was destroyed by Gorbad Ironclaw, who took the Runefang and its owner's head. The blade would be discarded in a nearby river, Gorbad preferring his axe, and would be retrieved by the Empire and returned to the imperial capital of Altdorf. Today the Runefangs are divided between 10 electoral counts, the Emperor Karl Franz, Kurt Helborg of the Reichsmarschall. The last is said to be locked away in the Imperial Armory, waiting to be wielded by worthy generals in great time of need. And that is up to you, the character, to decide when that great time of need is. Now let's talk about the Runefang on the tabletop. My good part right here. This thing is a bit dirty, if you will. You're looking at a magical weapon that costs 85 points. So you're only going to be able to throw this on a Lord level character. Obviously, given the lore we just listened to. Now, what does that 85 points buy you, however? Pretty much all hits auto wound with no armor saves allowed. Now, you can still take your ward save, but, I mean, it's still a bit dirty, right? I would personally implement this against units rather than characters, because most characters are going to be packing a ward save of some sort. They're going to still get like a 4 or 5 up save. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but you look at something like a Chaos Knight who has a 2 up armor save and 1 wound, it's going to wipe out those models. So I would put it on a general with 3 attacks. You have a chance to erase 3 knights, no problem. 3 knights is going to be pretty devastating to anybody. But you can also go and kind of challenge heroes with it. Like maybe someone's got a BSB, you want to get a challenge in, you challenge the battle standard bearer. They have 2 wounds most of the time, and you wipe them off the face of the planet. And that's it. And enjoy your dead banner bearer. If you're lucky enough, you might be able to get a good hit on a lord. Most lords have about 3 wounds, but again, you're looking at people that are going to start putting ward saves on the lords because they don't want them to die. So there is that. However, we all see different ways of using weapons, units, and tactics, so let me know down below what you think of the mighty Runefang. Will your general rise to the occasion, or will he be fielding a different piece of equipment? Let me know below, because I'm really interested to kind of hear about it. This video and little videos like this are really fun to make for me because it allows me to kind of unwrap a little bit more of the lore, and also it allows me to kind of look at the game mechanics. I really enjoy making these. Tomorrow we'll be doing the Empire Army breakdown, and then we're going to be going through all of its units, kind of talking about what they do on the tabletop, and I'm really looking forward to see what they get in the old world, because it's going to be a different time period. Until then, everybody, thank you so much for your time. Have a lovely day, and I look forward to seeing you later on. Peace.